So the main melody is actually pretty easy to pick up by ear. It's very C minor, and a lot of it is comes straight from the C minor pentatonic, the first shape. That's probably the first pentatonic shape you ever learned. The only real difference is that this D is featured instead of this E flat. And so just know that you got the second in there, but it's not a big deal. It all comes from C minor. Um, that's the first part. And then you shift up. That's the second part, and then you sort of slide back down with the first. So that part is actually really tricky. That the end of the phrase is a precursor to what you're going to be doing a lot during a solo, which is hammering on from nowhere. Still a very C minor shape, and it's hard to get all the notes to ring, to be honest, but it's easier to hammer it on from nowhere than it is to pick them all. So and that's the first part. So the solo is probably the reason you're watching this video. It's super fast and super hard, and originally it said about 130 beats per minute. The demo was at 110. I spent about 3 months trying to get it to that speed, and I wasn't going to go that much farther with it. Anyways, I know how it's supposed to sound. I can't quite play it up the tempo. I break it into 10 different phrases. A lot of hammering on, a lot of pulling off. Yeah, so I'm just going to play through the phrases kind of slowly, and here we go. That's the first one. A little bit of sweep motion, but mostly pulling off. Da, da, da. That's the sweep. And then phrase 2 goes back up. Okay, phrase 3. Another kind of sweep to a hammer on there. And that was phrase 4. 5. 5, the chord changes. All right, so that's super busy. That's 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And that's the 10th. So far and away the hardest part for me is this is the 8th phrase, where you're just playing a whole bunch of notes right before it, and then it's very fast at the end. And I still am very sloppy at it. But the 9 and 10 are easy. I like this in C minor because you get the very highest note up here, this D. It sounds good. Anyway, so I'll start from the halfway point. Maybe I will. And that's it. Just do that about 5 million times and you'll get it. All right, so guitars 2 and 3 on here are essentially just the xylophone, the parallel force, the part. That sounds really good if you can get them tight. It's hard to get them super tight on a fast tempo like this. 2 different guitars, but it's actually pretty easy in concept. Might be a little bit of awkward string skipping. Going from the B string to the G string is a little bit awkward. I upstroke and then downstroke on the G. And I start every phrase with a downstroke. Oops. And then it changes, it goes down. The exact same, I guess it goes down a fifth, but it's the same concept. The only difference is that instead of having this nice fingering on the, what was this, 8th fret, you gotta go to the 7th to accommodate for the B string not being a perfect fourth. It's kind of annoying, but if you practice enough, you'll get it. And then the very end of the phrase, it's the exact same as the lead part, but since I'm already in this position, I play it down here. You still have to hammer on from nowhere quite a bit, and the sweep. This part is actually hard. If you're doing really fast, it's hard to transition into the sweep. But just practice it. And then the next guitar is the exact same thing pretty much, except down a fourth. Gotta accommodate. And then the ending to this phrase. It's not quite a sweep. This one's awkward because you slide down from the 3rd fret to the 1st fret. And that's it. And then good parts 2 and 3 during the solo are just chords. C minor, D minor, E flat to D minor, again, and then back to C minor, G minor, G minor 7, A flat to G7, to G minor 7, and then end on C minor. So kick. So the bass part's a pretty nice change from the really hard solo part. It follows the chords pretty closely. Just the C minor. Up to G. that part might be a little awkward. But that's the entire first part. And then during the solo, you're following the same chords as the guitar player. You're playing the root in the third. C minor, D minor, E flat, D minor, repeat, D minor, C minor, E or G, A flat, major, G minor, and then end on the C.